I am so excited to be sharing this moment right now with you guys. And this moment is the day that my book was released, July 14, released on Amazon. Phenomenal day for me. It's taken a couple of years, and I'm really grateful to DBG Star Publishing, Myron and Labusche and their entire team for producing my book and creating that reality that I've always dreamt of. Now, the book is titled Time to Break Free. Release your past and embrace your personal power to change. I truly believe lying within every single one of us is a greatness, a gift, a desire, a purpose that we have to figure out and find for ourselves. And one of the reasons why I wrote the book was, over the last 25 years of my life, I've realized, I'm thinking, what did you do? How did you break through your limiting beliefs? If you don't know my story, basically, to cut a long story short, I came from a very poor family in Africa. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. My father had 4 wives, 16 children. I was number 5 in the kids, but I was very confused in the family tree. I didn't know how I fitted. So, you know, we had 2 rules. One was OBC, which means obey before you complain, meaning you might do something and it's not even your fault, but you get punished before anybody asks any question. And even if they asked you a question and they found out that you weren't at fault, guess what? No, there was nobody there to apologize to you either. And the second one was SAP. Now, I might forgive you if you're thinking SAP stood for Structural Adjustment Program, where we changed that. It was called Stomach Adjustment Program. You see, we were lucky if we had 1 meal a day, let alone 2. If you had 2, Christmas came early. You know, so for me, we came from a very poor family, and it was really tough growing up as a child. So you can imagine all the shitty condition I had. My father was always saying we could never afford anything. We can't afford it, we can't afford it, we can't afford it. I remember when I was 14 and me and my stepbrother, we used to go to boarding school. My father came, we came back with a letter from my father, and the letter said we owed a lot of money. And my father simply told me and my stepbrother, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I cannot afford to send you to school because I can't pay this fee and I can't pay the following term's fee. So therefore, you and your brother are no longer going to school. I asked him, what would you like us to do instead? He goes, well, you can become a bricklayer, a carpenter, or a laborer. Choose, pick one. Can you imagine a 14-year-old being told that by their own father? So for me, I had a really shitty conditioning, I called it. And when I arrived in the UK in 1992, I was 19 years old. I was determined to shift all that around. So fast forward 25 years later, I decided to write this book, which was a combination of what I did to kind of break free from my own limiting beliefs and my own conditioning and my own fears that crippled me from the inside out. And I came up with a concept of 7 key areas around mindset, around values, around success, around emotions, around purpose, laws, and identity. And those 7 key areas, I created a solution for it. And the way this book came about was I was inspired to have like a system created in my head, because I looked at my whole life. Somebody asked me a question and said, Tosin, how did you get here? And I had to really think back and ask myself a series of questions to see what I did to actually get here. And these 7 things came up. And once I wrote them out, I created a solution for each one of them. And within the solution, I was like, this is amazing. And I called it Time to Break Free Life System. Time to Break Free Life System. I think I have a diagram of the model right here somewhere. Let me just have a look. Yeah, this is it right here. I don't know if you can have a closer look. So that was the model right there. And it started with mindset, values, success, emotions, purpose, laws, and identity. And I created a solution for it, and I call it Time to Break Free Life System. And for me, this was phenomenal, but I didn't know this concept would even work or do anything. I even had no idea of writing a book. So what I did next was I started going to free events and seminars and adding value and selling this 2-day event. And I called it Time to Break Free Bootcamp. You know, it was a 2-day event, Time to Break Free Bootcamp. And I was selling at each event, so I was giving value and I was selling people onto it. And to cut a long story short, I got 30 people for a pilot testing down in Norwich, where I used to live before in Norwich. And we had 30 people, had a phenomenal weekend. And throughout the weekend, they were going through board break, bar bending, arrow breaking, glass walking, and fire walking. All these activities over a weekend, which literally obliterated all of their limiting beliefs, because that's exactly what it did for me. And as a trainer of these empowerment activities, I thought it'd be a great idea to introduce it over this weekend, while people were working through these areas around mindset, success, values, emotions, purpose, laws, and identity. And each one was like a workshop in itself. And people were like literally breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough after breakthrough. It was phenomenal. I was just like, whoa. I was literally blown away by the testimonials of every single person on that weekend. And after the weekend was over, I filmed the whole 2 days, and I sat back and I watched the entire 2 days on video, and I heard the testimonials, and immediately in my mind I thought, whoa, Tosin, this is bigger than you. This is something that you need to share with the rest of the world. This is something that you need to write a book about. And therefore, the book was born. The idea of the book came after that event, and I thought, I can't keep this information and this message to myself. It's helped me break free. It's helped a lot of my clients break free. And I know if you get a hold of this book, it will help you break free from your limitations and your fears as well. Guess what, folks? It's time to break free.